Why, hello there. Have you heard the good news? Ooh, looks like someone tried shutting the door. Don't worry, I'll welcome myself in. So, the organization, the True Christian Organization, has some excellent news to share with you. We are showing off our new Bible, the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. Granted, of course, it's been out for 11 years, but it's still kind of fresh. It's very new. And what's excellent about it is that it's a study Bible. So it has all of these different references, as I'm about to show you. So if you were to, for example, go into the back, you get an example of the Hebrew calendar, their whole agricultural season, the Hebrew currency, all of the different ways that it transformed from the didrachma to the drachma to the tetradrachma, and all of these different examples of historical context to better help you understand where the Bible is going and how it's developing. Tell me, do you follow a particular faith? Yes. And what may that faith be? Catholic. Oh, beautiful. Excellent. Well, there are some passages in the scriptures actually that describe the Catholic Church, but we'll hold off on that one for later. Now, are you by chance familiar with the name of God? I know the Catholics tend to call him Lord. Yeah, that's going to be an important one. How exactly can you be friends with God? How exactly can you have a deep personal relationship with God if you don't know his name? We're going to go to Psalms 83:18. This is completely natural, by the way, for me. We're having a conversation. This was completely not rehearsed bi-weekly, every week, my entire life. 83:18. And it says here, if you may follow along in this one and only exclusive true Bible, because every other Bible interpretation is actually pagan. May people know that you whose name is Jehovah, you alone are the Most High over all the earth. Did you know that God's name is Jehovah? Yeah, I know they referenced it in some blasphemous movies like Monty Python, when they end up saying Jumping Jehovah, but his name is Jehovah. Are you familiar with that? Yeah. What was that? Oh, you thought that God was Christ, so you believe in the Trinity. What is interesting is that that's not mentioned in the book. It's not mentioned in here, not directly. No, there's no mention of that here directly here in the Bible. There's no mention of it directly, which means it doesn't exist. Yeah, it just doesn't. So I'm going to go now to a random passage in Matthew that is going to explain why it is that Christ is not Lord, and that actually he is just the Son of God, but he is not divine in that nature. Yeah. What's that? No, we're still Christian. Yeah, the Jehovah's Witnesses are actually the only true Christians on earth, actually. Yeah, everyone else is wrong. We're right. But, we just correctly understand that Christ is just the Trinity itself is a pagan invention. So let's go to Matthew. Let's see. Well, as you can see in Matthew, when he is about to go through his torment, and he is about to carry his torture stake, which was not a cross, you see him call out to his Father, which means that it's a different person. Yeah, what was that? Yeah, the Muslims believe the same thing. So do the Mormons. But You know, just because we accidentally all believe the same thing doesn't mean anything. Let's see, where is it? Yeah. So, here we have a quick reference as to why it is that we listen to our governing body. I know you as a Catholic believe in the infallibility of the Pope. Yeah, that's wrong and pagan. Wrong and pagan. We believe in the infallibility of the governing body. As you see in Matthew 24:45, it says, "Who really is the faithful and discreet slave whom his master appointed over his domestics to give them their food at the proper time?" The proper time being the late 1800s, which was then reformed in the 1950s by Judge Rutherford, who was the appointed overseer by God, who is giving us our food at the appointed time, which is right now. So, returning back to you being Catholic, have you ever considered that there's some parallel between that and the Whore of Babylon, who rides on the great dragon's back and gets drunken on sin before she is thrown off and eaten by the governments of the world? In Revelation. I'm going to flip over to that book so that way I explain the error of your faith. We only base ourselves off the Bible. Only off the Bible. No, the Catholics did not invent the Bible. No, the Catholics did not compile the Bible. Christ did. Well, God did. So, I'm going to go read the passage of the Whore of Babylon to explain why it is that the church that compiled the Bible is that one. Let's see. There she is. Revelation 18:2. She has fallen, Babylon the Great has fallen, and she has become a dwelling place of demons, and a place where every unclean spirit and every unclean and hated bird lurks. For because of the wine of the passion of her intimate immorality, all the nations have fallen victim, and the kings of the earth committed this certain immorality with her, and the merchants of the earth became rich owing to the power of her shameless luxury. Does that not sound like the Catholics? It doesn't? Really picture it. Really picture it. Okay, I see you're going to be difficult about this. That's totally okay. Did you know that only 144,000 people are going to go to heaven? Everyone else who are only Jehovah's Witnesses are going to inherit the earth. Only if you're a Jehovah's Witness. I mean, like, if you have a good heart, maybe, but, like, why didn't you be, like, but yeah. 144,000 go to heaven. No, there's no such thing as hell. No such thing as hell. It's not in the book. It's not in the book. When we read it, it was not in there. It's not in the book. No. There's no heaven for everyone either. It's not in the book. It's not in the book. It's not here. No. What it talks about is Sheol, which was a burning place for bodies. What was that? No, this is the true Christianity as Christ wanted it to be from the early Christians. No, the early Christians didn't fall into heresies like Arianism, nor nihilistic ideas of there being an immaterial world after death. I see that you're questioning my faith, which is making me have doubts about my faith, which means that now I can no longer speak to you ever in my life. I will now have to put you on a special list to warn the other Jehovah's Witnesses about your demonic possession. So now only the elders of our congregation will be returning to speak to you about your ideas of Christianity. Anyways, would you like to keep this Bible? No? Why is it called New World Translation? Because we're ushering in a new world. We are a product of a new world. We actually sold our headquarters to Jared Kushner. I have no idea how that happens. But I see that you're going to be difficult. So, what was that? Oh, yeah. The torture steak was not a cross. That's pagan. It was actually just a steak. What's that? It was because it's shaped after the Ankh. Duh. It looks like it. That's how it works out. No, yes. We are Christian. We're the only true Christian church. We just don't use the cross. We condemn that. We don't use... Christ is not God. We condemn that. The Trinity doesn't exist. We condemn that. It's just how it was supposed to be. Yeah. Anyways, you're making me doubt my faith, so I'm gonna go shun you, and then I'm gonna go tell the elders on you, and then the elders are gonna have to speak to you. Yeah. Anyways, the way you're dressed is totally not Christian. The way you behave is totally not Christian. The way you act is totally not Christian. You're gonna need to work on all of that, because then you're not gonna be saved by Christ unless all of that is fixed. Sorry about that. I hope you have a great day, you goat.